Doing. Hello, everybody. I'm on here a little bit early just so I can get everything situated and the Instagram and the YouTubes and the all of that kind of stuff. But welcome to, hi, Rachel. Hi, Amber. Welcome to the VAMP table. Let me get this going. Boop, boop, boop. All righty. So that is all ready to go over on YouTube. And let me go live on Instagrams. And let me go pull up the live on VAMP as well. Are you guys all having a great hump day? It's a hump day. All right. Hi, Kim. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the VAMP table. I'm a little early, but I like to, I'm usually early to things. Hi, Susan. I just heard my son upstairs with a big yawn. Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a busy day here on VAMP. Hi, Shannon. It's hot out. My air conditioning in my office stopped working. Yeah, that's not good. Hi, Aileen. Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited for this Friday. Well, let me just backtrack to what I was saying before. It's been a really busy day here on VAMP. I love seeing this many lives going on. I'm so proud of some of our VAMP sellers like Delane who are trying new things. Yesterday, she just did she did her first buyer's choice. Hey, there she is. Hey, Delane. And she had a lot of fun with that. And then today she did a shop my shelves. And that was a lot of fun. So I'm really, really proud of her for going out and trying new different things here on VAMP hey, Jamie, you don't always have to, go live and have a sale. We like having the conversations and chats and doing live shop alongs. I'm seeing that a lot too. It's a lot of fun. So I hope that you are a part of the VAMP community. If you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, and you're not over on virtualantiquemarketplace.com, you can't see all the chat. You can only see the chat and the platform that you're watching on. So this is me nudging you and encouraging you to come over to virtualantiquemarketplace.com and become a member. It is free. There isn't an app to download. You don't have to worry about that. You come on over, join the marketplace, participate in the chats, come to the live sales, participate in the chats during the live sales, and you can shop with over almost 300 live sellers. We're getting ready to have our next onboarding next week, and so we'll be adding on some new sellers. So if you are thinking about applying to be a seller, as you can see, I am multicasting on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and VAMP. And so it just is a way to get more people seeing your sales and seeing your items and that sort of thing. And tonight, if you are a VAMP seller, tonight I posted the Zoom link in the community chat. Hey, Willie. It is free. You do not have to pay a thing as a VAMP seller. You just coming to the meeting, we're going to be talking about live sale tips and tricks and how you also can multicast if you have some questions about that. So completely free. I'm taking the time out to be able to help you, try to kind of give you some help and advice on doing a live sell here on VAMP. So that link is in the all sellers chat. So even if you're not approved to sell live on VAMP, but you're thinking about it, still come to the meeting. It's going to give you a lot of good advice. And if you are an experienced live seller and you have more questions, then you're welcome to come as well. I've got notes that we're going to be talking about tonight. So it is a private meeting for VAMP sellers. Amy, you're going to be late tonight for the sale? Willie's going to be late tonight, Amy. Hello, Sharon. All right. Before I bring Rachel on, I do want to remind you, I saw Jerry, your comment to Friday. I'm doing a little bit of a meetup. I don't know how many people are coming, Jerry. It could just be us. Well, I know Rachel's coming. It could be me, you, and Rachel. And I know Susan's coming. two sisters Susan. So we will see. We're gonna meet at Daily Sip. We're gonna see if we can have breakfast at Apron Strings, depending on how many people are coming. And then we're going to go around Lawrence County and go into and shop together and have fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're able to come, we're going to meet at Daily Sip here in Bedford, Indiana at 10 a.m. And I'll even bring you guys here so you can see the mess that I have going on in here. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I got to get over to the booth, Susan, because I haven't fluffed my booth. And, which also reminds me too, on Saturday, this coming Saturday, Southern Roots, which is where my antique booth is having a grand reopening, and there's going to be food trucks. There's going to be outside vendors. So if you are able to come to the area, please come on in. I think I'm going to stream it live and we're just going to experience it together. So that's going to be on Saturday as well. I know I've got to do some fluffing, and I got stuff I got to bring and load my booth up with too. So that's going to be on Saturday. All right. So I think I'm going to go. Well, let me just do my little announcement. I have notes. So before we bring our guest on, pull up a chair and get comfy because the VAMP table is back. And we're hanging out with Rachel from LB by Lightning Bugs. She might be a new live seller here on VAMP, but she has many years of experience setting up at antique booths. And so we're going to talk about that today. So we're going to talk about, and even if you don't set up in an antique booth, you can get ideas of what you can do with your displays at home. So Rachel's going to provide a little bit of what's it called? A demonstration, if you will. So we're going to see that. So Rachel is straight out of Mississippi, and she's going to be talking about her displays and how her live selling on VAMP has her completely hooked to selling live here on VAMP and just engaging with this wonderful community. So settle in, grab your favorite drink, and know this: the VAMP table is now being set, and we've saved the best seat for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to invite Rachel to join. Hi, Beth. Beth was our guest last week. I'm going to go up here and look for your little icon. There she is. I'm going to invite her to co-host. Scroll back. Hi, Beverly. Someone's joining us today. Yay.
Hi,
Hey,
y'all. Welcome to my home and welcome to Mississippi. I'm so glad
Yay.
y'all are here. Oh, yay, Brenda. Perfect timing
Hi,
lunch
Brenda.
hour. So I'm really glad y'all are here. I hope everyone can hear me. I'm just trying to do this straight from my phone today.
Well, you
So,
look lovely.
well, thank you. Welcome, welcome. My pups may be in and out, so we'll kind of work through that. But I'm just going to let you get it started, and then I'll go from there, Misty, if that works for you.
Yes. Now, Rachel, is this your first time doing a duo?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you can see it's really pretty easy. And if you're watching and you want to see when Rachel is talking and you want to make her go big, you just tap on her face, and it doesn't work on all devices, but for the most part it will work if you tap her on the nose, and it'll make her appear big on your screen. And then you can tap my nose and it'll make me big on the screen if you want to do that. And so, yeah, gently tap her forehead, very gently. So you can see, Rachel, it's very, very easy to do a duo sale. You just invite them on. Now, Rachel, go ahead. I've loaded up all of your buy it nows into the catalog already. So if you
Perfect.
just want to, or did you make listings, or are you going to do it on the fly?
I'm going to do it on the fly. I
Okay.
really want to practice that. I know this is a very large audience in which to do that with, but
Yeah.
I have a few things that I've just brought in this weekend. And
Oh,
so I would
fresh.
really like to open, that up and see if anybody has some interest. So my buy it now is there. If you're interested in any of those, please feel free to make me an offer. I have all offers set. I actually did that with another buyer earlier today, and she sent me an offer, and now I've got some beautiful flow blue miniature china
I
coming.
saw
So
that.
I'm really excited about that. So that's a great feature of VAMP. And I've been shopping and buying and
Yeah.
utilizing that for a while.
Yeah,
So
it was
yes, it
Delane.
was Delane. It was, and I cannot wait. I get VAMP packages at least 3 or 4 times a week. So I'm
I
pretty
have two
excited.
IKEA bags filled that I haven't opened yet. So I was like, what are all these boxes? Oh, they're mine. They're
Yeah,
mine.
it is the greatest feeling, and everybody's packages come just so nicely wrapped, and it's so personal, and
It
you
is.
just kind of feel like you're getting a hug every time you open the mailbox. So
I I think that's kind of the beauty of being kind of like a smaller, close knit niche market is that the care that goes into the packaging and the shipping and everything is shipped within 3 business days of your
right,
purchase. And so you know you're going to get a quality item that's well described by a trusted, vetted vintage seller. And everything here on VAMP is at least 25 years old. So you know that you're coming to a place where we truly are all about vintage and antiques. I have a few questions for Rachel before we get started on her demonstration. But if you guys
okay,
have any questions in the chat, hi Gavin. If you have any questions in the chat, go ahead and put those in either for myself
that's fine.
or for Rachel. I'm really excited. Rachel, I didn't even think about this when I asked you to be on. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow morning
Okay.
at about
Good.
5 a.m. here, and I'm going to thrift my way to Indiana, which is about 10 and a half hours. So my daughter Anna and I are coming, and we have like looked at all of these different places we can stop
Does
and
she
like,
like it too?
oh, my whole family.
Oh,
Like
that's
my
awesome.
girls love like vintage and thrifted clothing,
Oh, yeah.
jewelry, that sort of thing. And I know we don't sell that on Vamp, but they're, they don't have their own homes yet, so it's a little
Hmm.
bit different for them. I do believe once they get their own home, they're definitely going to be thrifters.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to be doing that.
My
So
daughter likes it for a couple hours and then she's like, I'm just done. I don't know. So, yeah. And my son is like, he will go garage selling with us, but
yeah.
he's done it. I'm like, I can do it from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed and never get tired of it. So,
And then I dream about it and I remember something I forgot or I didn't pick up and I'm like, okay, is it possible for me to go back to that place? So like
right.
I'm constantly thinking vintage decorations, how can I arrange this? I like to like just shop online with Vamp. I've never been really an online shopper until now. And so I kind of joined the community back in March.
Yep.
I've been watching the sales and I've been shopping like crazy. I'm not at the same level as some of our other professional shoppers, but I feel it too, Karen. Like I'm missing something good if I don't go. So I love the sales. I feel like I've made true friendship
Yeah.
connections and people remember who I am. And that's
Yes.
really nice.
That's
Um,
definitely the bright side again of like this community is that I almost kind of think of it as like cheers. Like when they walk into the bar and everyone's like Norm,
yes.
Norm. So it's just really fun, and you're not just a number in the crowd. You're actually you're a valued member of the community, both as buyers and as sellers. So it's just lovely. Okay, but if you're coming to the meetup, Rachel's coming all the way from Mississippi to come to go to Daily. She mainly just wants to come to go to Daily Sip,
I
right?
do. I do. And I kind of had my eye on a couple of things at your next door neighbors, is it Star City Thrift? I
Yes.
kind of was coveting a few of those things. So
Oh
I'm
my gosh, they have
definitely going
amazing
to go in
things.
there.
Yeah, we're
Um,
definitely gonna go there.
and looking forward to just meeting everybody that you see their name, you may see them on a live sale, but it's just going to be fun. Indiana Jerry, I'm excited to meet you too.
Yes.
And my daughter, like I said, is going to come with me. She's really excited about it, so it's going to be a really good time for us, and we've never been to Indiana, so this will
Oh
be a
well,
first.
your life will be forever changed.
Well, I
It's
mean, I
hot
live
and
in
humid here.
Mississippi. I live in Mississippi in a very small town. So, anywhere we go is fun and it's going to be a good time. And it's going to be so cool to meet everybody and kind of just, have a personal connection with some of the
Yeah,
people that we shop with. So,
absolutely.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, get ready to see limestone because you're going to see a
Limestone.
lot of it. You'll see a lot of it. All right, so I have a few questions.
Okay.
So, Rachel, what got you hooked on vintage and antiques in the first place? And do you have any pieces that that you remember that just kind of started
Started the whole
it
thing.
all. Yeah.
Well, I actually am like the biggest history nerd you will ever meet in your life. And I know a
Love
lot
that.
of people on Vamp feel that way, and a lot of us
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
But always as a small child, like we would visit, we called them the brown sign locations because all of the national parks or
Yeah.
historic places, they have a big brown sign. So that's where we vacationed. And so I guess it was just ingrained in me from a really early age, the importance of history. And then I loved it so much, I got one of my degrees in history.
Oh,
So
nice.
I do have a degree in history. I was a history teacher for about 20 years.
I didn't
And
know that.
so, yeah,
Wonderful.
so I absolutely love it. What that degree taught me is how to research. You
Uh,
know, you don't memorize everything in the world because there's lots of things that I don't know.
yes.
Fun fact about Vamp, every time I come onto one of the shows, I learn something new, and that is
Yep.
so cool for
Same.
me.
I do too. We're always learning from one another. None of us are we're not experts on anything. And
No,
a lot
no.
of us just kind of go with our gut, and you find something when you're out and you like you just really admire it and you really like it, and then that kind of starts the wheels turning. You're like, I want to know more, a little bit more about
Yes.
that item. And so yeah, it's you can learn a lot from this community and just hanging out with one another and talking about it.
Well, it's just so fun. And I love the fact, favorite pieces.
Mhm.
I really like I love like the natural elements, but I love to mix and match different eras.
Mm.
I'm not like a one fits all kind of girl. So sometimes my house may look a little eclectic, a little bit different. Um, Currently, we live in an Acadian style home. So we have a lot
Mhm.
of concrete, a lot of wood, a lot of windows, so a lot of natural elements. So I try to bring in a lot of color and a lot of different pops throughout the year. Hey, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
So it really changes depending on the season, depending on my mood. And then I'm also not afraid to kind of mix and match a little mid
I
century
love that.
modern with a little rustic, with yeah, you'll kind of see that today. I like to kind of mix them
Mix
all
and
up in
match.
there.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
you have a do you just set up in one antique mall or do you have multiple booths?
Yes, I have one booth at
Mhm.
our local store here, and it's called the Shops at Crest, and it's in downtown Natchez. And there's about 60 different vendors. So there's a handful of us that are vintage,
Mhm.
and then there's some that are new, newer items. So it really is a good mix. Natchez is the oldest city on the Mississippi River. So we're a historic town, and we're also a tourist town. The riverboats stop here, the cruise ships stop here. So it's super nice to kind of have that mix of a place for them to come and shop.
Yeah.
And so I've been there for several years. I love it. And I love to get to decorate and do all the things that I love there in a different way than I would do at home, necessarily at home. And it doesn't mean that I don't love to decorate my house this way because I truly do, but it just gives me a different avenue.
Well,
So,
I think that's very, very interesting what you said because when you're curating your antique booth, we like to use layers. And so
right.
like if you and I think the majority of us, when you have a booth, you usually have a table in the middle that's
Yes,
kind of like your anchor, and that's where you kind of change things out for the holidays, and then and that's kind of your anchor. But then like you'll stack things and make you wouldn't necessarily probably do that in your home unless you had, a huge place. But you could, like, I have a table and I'll maybe put a table on top of a table, and then you just have,
yes,
so it's kind of fun. It's almost like, when you're a little girl and like you're playing
yeah,
Barbies and like you set up your Barbie, like you get all the Barbie furniture out and you set up your Barbie's house and it's kind of we're kind of going back to like playing house again in a way because we're able
agreed.
to kind of curate things and just kind of play with it and have fun with it and make it look interesting. And I think that you hit the nail on the head to make it to mix and match different times and eras, because not everybody that's coming to your booth only likes mid-century modern, or they only like
Right.
primitives. So when you're able to combine the two of them, then it might open up someone's eyes, like, I don't really like my house is all primitive, but I see that they've got that mid-century modern piece and I kind of like the way that it looks. So it's I don't know, it's just it's very, very, it could be very, very fun. So leading into that, Rachel,
Hmm.
how do you balance? Oh, no, wait. No, that was my next question.
Okay.
What are some of your go-to tips or tricks for making your booth really eye-catching? Like someone's walking by and they're like, "Oh, I'm going into that booth." Because we've all done that. You've been to an antique mall
Right.
and you're like, you kind of glance in and you're like, and you go to the next one. So what do you like to do to make it really like make people want to
Pop.
stop? Yeah.
Right. And that's the whole key to it.
Hmm.
One, I go often and I move things around. I really do a reset maybe 4 times, 5 times a year because my overall resets, those take me weeks of thought and preparation and searching. And I'll talk a little bit about that when we kind of look at this. Like, how do I find things? Where do I go to do that? But that takes me a lot of time. But I
Yeah.
go in at least every week. And once I've done that major setup, I like to move things around because when things are moved, people buy them. We have a lot of people that come on their lunch break and walk around and shop. If they're seeing the same thing every single time they're in there, they're bored already. Like,
Right.
so you have to keep it new, you have to keep it fresh. And then I like to have a variety of price points. I
Hmm.
don't want my booth to be outpriced for the 20-something-year-old that comes in there and is just opening, their first home, they're starting their first house. So I like to have a variety of price points. I want to make a little bit of profit, but I don't want it to be so crazy that the average shopper can't come in and add to their collection.
Right.
So it's not a museum. The stuff is for sale and it needs to be priced fairly. So
Well, I
that.
I think that that's something that we run into a lot when we're shopping, is that especially the malls that you go in, you frequent, they're close to you, they're in your town, you go into them a lot, and you know what booths you're going to spend a little bit more time in, and you also know the booths that you're like, I mean,
Right.
not, and again, I want to say, and I think I said this last week too, as an antique booth curator, and this goes for physical booths and as well as uh, reselling in general
Hmm.
for the most part. It isn't your prerogative to price your items low enough for somebody else to come in and buy it for them to resell it.
Right.
So that isn't, I think when you see people and they're like, and they're filming and they're like, well, the prices are too high. Well, they're too high for you if you're going to resell it, but they could be very,
Right.
very fair for a collector. So I think that you're right. You have to kind of do you want to keep the stuff forever?
Right.
Because if you are and you have to look at the like where you're living in. If you
Hmm.
like, I think for you, if it's a very touristy area, you're going to get a lot of people coming in, or you can probably command a little bit more money for
Right.
items. If
Right.
you are in a small town that's not a tourist attraction, then you got to think, I'm either going to have to list the stuff on eBay if I want top dollar for
Hmm.
it, or I'm going to have to reevaluate if nothing is selling. You kind of have to ask yourself why. Have
Right.
you noticed that like probably in the beginning you didn't really know exactly how to do this and what you were doing when you very first started, but do you think that like since you were like okay and you were kind of getting in the flow and you're there every week, have you noticed that improving your sell-through rate in your booth the more that you switch it around and curate it?
Oh, absolutely. There was a couple of months in 2023 when I had to have some surgery. And so I wasn't
Hmm.
able to go in for a month. And I might as well have not even been there.
Hmm.
And they were so kind and like the friends of the booth and the ladies that work there kind of took care of my stuff, but it absolutely you could tell a difference. And it's also fun. I love to be there. You tend to spend more when you're on vacation. Right. That's true too. I try to offer a variety of vintage to antiques to local interest so that the tourists, when they come, can pick up a little piece of natchez to take back with them.
I
Um,
I saw that when you went live from your booth, when you had the wood, the
Yes,
so
yes,
I like that. I like that because, you know, I would rather buy a souvenir piece from like a small business than
right.
going into like a, you know,
A big place, like
a big play.
yeah,
Yeah. That way
yeah.
you're putting your money back into the economy of that local area that you visited.
Well, and that's the fun of it. And then I also try to, when they're having sales or different things, I try to shop with some of the other vendors to try to
Yes.
support those people. Hey, Emmeline. Hey,
And
Sister Murder Elf Maggie.
you know
And
what? You can buy things
right.
for a good price, even at an antique mall.
Well, I have an example from your shop along the other day. Your neighbors were saying this, it was like, I believe, what was it, artichokes or
Oh
asparagus
yeah, like a
cut.
cookie jar.
Nobody buys this here. Like we thought it would be a good idea, but nobody's buying
Yeah.
this here. And I'm like, I can't sell those fast enough here.
Well, then you need to
So
come and buy it. Do you want
well,
me to
that,
go
that
put it behind the
I will
counter
be
for
there
you?
on Friday. But you see what I'm saying? Like you can go to a place that is in a different location than you are. So the
Absolutely.
local people where you are going to be searching for one thing for me. So your friend will get the price that they want to get out of it. So they're
Yeah.
not, they're getting a good deal for what they want. And
Right.
then I will be able to get a good deal for what I want. Now, something that's hot where you are may not
Right.
be hot here. So, you just kind of have to know your audience. It's an important factor of it. That's how I'm kind of learning on VAMP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of learning, what the audience is, what they like. I'm learning a wide variety of things. I'm trying to get a little bit into the kitsch, but that's not going to be me as like
Oh,
a general person.
right.
I do love it. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, but
it's
like,
fun, but it's not
it's so
everybody's.
fun. I also am not a crafter. Like I can, if I try to
Hey,
glue
there's
stuff,
Lynn.
hey,
Lynn,
Lynn, we were
the
just talking
owner of
about your
Souvenirs.
shop.
Lynn, Rachel wants your asparagus cookie jar. She's coming on Saturday. Put it behind the counter.
I'm coming for it, Lynn. I'm coming
They'll
for
be
it.
so they'll be so happy because it's big and they'll have more space.
Perfect. And I will be so excited. So hi. But yes, I do. I love Catch. And I'm going to show
Yeah.
you some of that today. It's super fun. But like all of these wonderful crafters who make these beautiful things, they're fantastic. I
Hi,
love them.
Nate.
I can't wait to own a few pieces of them, but I couldn't make it. I'd glue my hands together, so
Well, I
it's so
can't.
fun on VAMP to have all of the different people bringing their specialties.
Lynn, the asparagus cookie jar. Remember, it's on the very top of your shelf. You said it was ugly, Lynn, and Rachel said, I like that. I'll
Yeah.
come down and I'll show you what it is. Because Lynn
Yeah.
is literally my neighbor.
Well, it'll
So
definitely, it'll sell down here and it's hard for me to find down here.
yeah.
So that's the good thing about VAMP with all of us being from so many different places. You
Yeah.
guys may find something that would sell for me. I can buy it from you on VAMP at a price that you've set that's fair to
Right.
you. And either I'm going to keep it, which a lot of it I do keep,
Yeah.
or I can flip it down here for what's a reasonable price for the people in my area. So that's a good benefit.
So
Um,
Cat's Eye Vintage says the issue for me is rent in antique stores, whereas online platforms don't have that limitation. Also, online gives better access to different demographics. Oh
right,
yeah,
right.
that's true. That is very, very true. And like, here on VAMP, you aren't charged any insertion fees.
Yes,
So you can list 5,000 things. You're only charged commission if your item sells. And you're
right,
typically all in after processing fees and after like PayPal and all those fees that we don't have any say. So you're pretty much all in as a VAMP seller at 12%, which is cheaper
right.
than
Oh,
eBay,
yes,
cheaper than Etsy, and you don't have the overhead of having to have your utilities. Well, I guess if you are, you don't have to your booth rent is what I'm trying to say. If you own an
right.
antique mall, then you got a lot of overhead. You got a lot of overhead. Hi, Cheryl. So
Well, and it's a
Rachel,
different, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
no,
cut you
you're
off.
fine.
It's a different environment. I'm able to sell larger items
Hmm.
in my booth,
Yes.
I'm able to things that I would not want to ship. I do sell clothing, vintage clothing in my booth, but
Hmm.
I really wouldn't want to ship that online because in my booth, people can try it on.
Yeah.
And if they don't like it, I'm not getting a million returns. Like, I don't want to sell clothes online. Like, that's
Yeah.
not my jam.
Yeah,
So,
especially vintage clothes is not like it could be a size large and it's like not a
and it's a
size large
different,
in this
right.
day and age, you
Right.
know?
Hey, Cheryl. So if they don't like it there, they know that they can hang it back up on the rack and walk away. And then they're
Mhm.
comfortable knowing what they've got. They can feel it. They can see it. Selling that online, I'm not that brave.
Yep.
So, I try to offer those types of variety, but Vamp has given me like this whole community. I love my booth. I love the other
Hi,
vendors and the
Bridget.
owner. They're so kind and wonderful, but I'm not there every day.
Right.
I'm not interacting with the customers. I'm not interacting with the other sellers. And so here, I'm on here every day.
I know. I know.
I'm talking to
Pe-
people. I'm socializing. I'm having this wonderful community of people who like old stuff, and they're kind
yeah.
of nerds like me, and they get excited about old stuff, and it's so fun.
So Kevin says, "Hi Kevin, Kevin Leonard, come to Virtual Antique Marketplace and say hi, buddy,
Yes.
so you can see everybody in the chat." So Kevin says, "Does a booth in an antique mall run $200 to $300 a month on average?" Um, I think it just depends. I mean, where Rachel is, since she's in a high traffic, touristy area, her
Hmm.
booth rent might be a little bit more. I think that if you're looking for an antique mall to physically set up in, call a
Right.
different a couple of them, see how much their booth rent is. Also, do they have commission? Sometimes larger antique malls will say, hey, if you work X amount of days or X amount of hours, they'll take that off of your rent.
Right.
My booth, my booth rent is $100 a month plus 10%
Yeah.
commission.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
Pretty
amazing.
reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like
that's for
our
I have a huge booth.
right. Mine is an 11 by 8, so it's
Mhm.
very large to me. I know there's some that are bigger, but that's manageable for me. It also depends on location. We have, people who have a table in our booth, in our mall.
Yeah.
We have people who have a shelf. So there are different ways to start. I will say I was on a waiting list to get into our mall for at least 6 months
Yeah,
before I got
that
in.
happens a lot
So
too. Even in
it's not
places
going to happen
here have
overnight.
waiting lists. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if you're thinking about it, call around and go ahead and get on that
Right.
waiting list. You know,
Yeah.
Emmeline
It,
says her booth. So it varies. It's going to
it
vary
varies.
from location to location. Nate, my vintage 1976 says online sales provide a wide scale audience compared to a customer who walks in off the street.
Right.
That's absolutely true, Nate. That is when
Mhm.
you are selling online, whether it be, whatever, eBay, whatever, you're opening up to a worldwide market. You also are opening up here on VAMP. We can ship to Canada, New Zealand,
Mhm.
and Australia. It's we're opening up to more as district kind of works. Remember, district is the mothership, and we're waiting on to expand. But yeah,
Right.
I mean, you're absolutely right. It is you're opening up to a wider audience, and again, selling online versus selling in a physical booth, you are able to you don't have to pay a lot of booth rent or commit. I
Mhm.
mean, you still are paying commissions, but you don't have that $100 a month. And like for me, my goal is always to double my what my booth rent
Right.
is. That's
Right.
always a goal for me. That if
Yeah.
you've doubled what you're paying in booth rent, then it's kind of worth the curated time and all that kind of
Well,
stuff
I
that
will
you
say
can put into it.
the whole time that I've been at my booth, there's only been 1 month that has not happened for me. Sometimes
That's
it's been
amazing.
tripled.
Oh,
But
great.
like I said, I'm moving things around. I'm constantly
Yeah.
there. And trying very hard to make it a place where people want to visit. Hey, Bug, thank you for your 7 minutes.
So I asked Rachel if since we're talking about vignettes and make sure that you're following her. Rachel, will you type something in so people
Yes.
can easily find your logo? If you tap on her logo
Let's
and
see.
it'll pop up her, and then make sure that you're following her. Also, if you see follow somewhere on the
It's
screen right
frozen,
now,
Misty. Hold on.
follow me as well,
Uh,
and
it's
we'll follow you back. We'll
it's
follow you back.
frozen me with this cute face. Like my
Oh
lips
well.
are like you're
Richard Lee's going to Tampa next Tuesday. All right, what for? Are you going shopping? Oh, there. Hi, Ellen. I'm looking now. Is Ellen the daughter that's coming with you?
No, Ellen is my old, and Misty, I'm gonna.
There, now she froze. She'll be back. She'll be back. Yeah, we are so happy that Rachel has. She's gonna be mortified. Okay, she'll be back. She's like, well, then now there she is. Oh, I'll have to send you a thing to re-invite you. There you go. Oh,
Okay, sorry about that, y'all. This is a learning curve for me.
that's okay.
But there's my
Everything
name.
is a learning curve. Everything, and I learn something new all the time, and that it would be a very boring life if we didn't learn something new. And trying
Correct.
different things is kind of how you learn, and it opens up. It can open up a world full of other opportunities that you never thought would be there.
Well,
So
and I'm open to, making mistakes, and everybody has been so kind and so helpful. And who's Dark Star? That's my husband. Can I tell just a super quick story about
sure.
that? So, Karen and Gavin were doing their music on Sunday, and he happened to be in town. He travels a lot. And so I was playing it, and he was listening, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, those people are my friends. Like, that's my
Ah,
vibe."
yay!
And so he went in and got a Vamp account. And I was like, "Why didn't you get a Vamp account for me?" He was like, "I talk to you every day.
Right, I
Like,
know.
they're music people. Like, so there's something
Do
for
you hear that, Cassidy
everybody on
Karen?
Vamp. There's something for everybody." And he's like, "You also do enough shopping for both of us. So we're good." But
Well,
he'll be there on Sundays,
I love
chiming
it.
in on the chat and having a good time on Vamp. And that's kind of what it's,
There, he said
that's a
facts.
that's true. Yeah.
Facts. Well,
So,
so I asked Rachel because, like I said, and like Willie said, Rachel right here, this girl right here, talking about new things. She did her very first live at the antique mall, walking around shopping during a thunderstorm.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's bravery. I mean,
yeah,
that's definitely taking a step out of the boat, and
yeah,
and just kind of, I always call it jumping in the pool with your clothes on. If you have an idea that you're going to do it, sometimes you just got to do it. And you can sit and hem and haw and be like, well, I'm not ready, or I don't have this. You just got to do it. You'll
yeah.
figure it out as you go.
You just got to do it. And then, like last Tuesday, I started a
Oh,
sale.
with no electricity, that's
And I
great.
had no electricity because somebody had stolen the copper wiring to AT&T in our town.
That's
And then
right.
when I finally got online, my iPad was facing like the floor, and I'm looking here. So I just was like, "You guys, sorry, we're going to try this again. I'm going to get out of this. You'll have a great day. We'll come back." Like, don't be too ashamed to like say, "We're going to try this again later," because I at least attempted. And then I went live at my dad's little workshop. I didn't sell anything. It was just, I'm learning the skills. I'm
Yeah,
learning how to use the programming, and
I love it. I
you
love
know,
that.
and it was
It
fun for
honestly,
me.
it makes my heart so happy. And I
Thank you.
told Delane that earlier during her sale, that you're trying something different. You're nervous.
Right.
You don't know what it's, but you're trying it and you're doing it. So that speaks volumes about who you are and what you're passionate about. So that's oh, yay, Tammy. Yes, Tammy's coming on Friday too. So
We're going to have so much fun.
yeah, that's the thing though too. Well, listen, during a live shop along. Now, I think a lot of us are very similar in our mentality and our brain. Like, we've got our mouth, our camera, and
Mhm.
our brain are on three different wavelengths. So I'm used to filming, but even for me, when you're shopping live and I'm carrying around this godforsaken iPad because I'm an Android user and I can't list things on the fly yet. But you're going for a ride. So put your helmet
Yeah.
on and
Yeah.
take your Dramamine, because sometimes it can be a little hairy. However, isn't it so interesting? Like, when you when someone's doing a live shop along and you see something and you're like, oh, go back. And it might be something that you've been looking for forever. And then here's this girl in Natchez, Mississippi at an antique mall, and you're in California and you're seeing that thing that she's found, and you can be like, go back over there. And I don't know, it's just there's just something a lot of fun about it. It really is. It's nerve-wracking as for the person that's going live, because you know that you're all over the place, but it
Right.
is really really fun to see. So I've asked Rachel to bring 3 items to sell today.
Hmm.
But she had an idea, and I'm going to go ahead and let her explain her idea of what she wanted to do. So make sure you make Rachel big on the
Yeah.
screen so you can see it fully.
Well, I wanted to kind of show you guys because I'm thinking about doing a little bit of this with like my fall reset with y'all. Doing some videos on VAMP where I kind of walk you through the process. And yes, this is for an antique booth. It could also be for your home, but it's also how do I know what to buy?
Yeah.
Like, where do I get my ideas? Sometimes, granted, I just go into a place and if I see something and I love it, that's coming home with me. But I kind of like to have a, some kind of a thought.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm going to flip you guys around. This is my dining room table. It was my grandmother's from the 1950s, so it's mid-century modern. This
Uh,
is not how I would style a table for us to eat dinner on. Really, I mean, we live in a modern society where it's a lot of, paper plates and things like that. But
right.
it still is fun to utilize some of these old pieces in your decor. So I've styled this in a mini set that I would do for my booth. And I do this. I pull things out of my storage. I go around my house and I find items. And I do a setup in my dining room before I ever take it to the booth because one, I'll show you some of these pieces are mine. So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, okay, I really love this element, but I need to find yeah, bug, they do. And it's so terrible for the earth. Like, let's not even do that. But
We can
um
reuse paper plates
we
a couple times. Just brush the crumbs off and use it again.
well, so I look at the things that are mine in this setup and I say, okay, I need to find something just like that or something similar. So I'm going to go on VAMP. I'm going to go to my thrift stores. I'm going to go to my estate sales and I'm going to kind of have a plan in the back of my head that this is what I need to be looking for. So I'm going to flip you guys around and take you to my mini booth in my dining room.
Woo!
So here we go. Let me
Put
back
your
up
helmets
just a
on,
little
because
bit.
whenever we flip the
Yeah.
camera around, it's not the right angle.
Hopefully you won't get
Oh,
sick.
fun! Look. Oh, I love. See, look at all the little detail, little cupcakes and the macaroons.
Okay,
I see
so
globe.
yes, you see a globe. I got that. I found that and don't look at the rest of my house. It's real life back there. Yeah. Oh, the fairy. So this was my inspiration piece. Because who doesn't love some glitter
Oh
and
wow!
a little fairy? Okay, so I first found. I'll take you guys over here. This little fairy kitty box. I shared this at my dad's house. My mom and dad and I and my son had gone antiquing. And so this is going to be one of the items that I'm going to
Yes.
offer. She's sparkly. She's fairy filled. She's a cedar
Wow.
box. And she is a Catalina Island, California souvenir piece. But if you displayed her like that and you're not from
She's
California,
art.
she's gorgeous. And look at those little eyeballs. She's like, oh, hey, fairies, come hang out
She's
with me.
taking something, and she's like, "Am I seeing fairies?"
So
That
that's
catnip. She
what
went on a good catnip
she went
trip.
on a good catnip. But see, it's a very nice, sturdy box. And it's older. Somebody went on vacation and found it, and
I
then it
love
ended
vacation.
up in Louisiana. So she's going to be something, and I'm going to wait a little bit till I finish showing everything you guys before I do that. That's okay because I'm still kind of learning those ropes. But this was my inspiration piece for this whole table,
I love that you've taken one piece and it's kind of
and
set off
the whole thing,
the whole thing.
the whole thing. And then I came home and I started going through my garage. So this little girl is a
Nancy.
fantastic. Well, that's a Nancy because I love Nancy Ann's as much as you do. And this girl has socks.
Oh, she's a sock
She's
girl.
a sock
Oh,
girl.
that other girl wants to
Yeah, she's kind of fallen down a little bit, but
move out of
there's
the
a
way, Nancy.
Nancy. So I try to include Nancy's and everything. But this girl is a Tony doll, and I have her box, and she
Oh,
has her sweet little shoes. Her socks are kind of falling apart, but she's an old
Oh, I
girl.
love her.
So I have her. I'm going to kind of lay her to the side because it's kind of hard to get her back in here.
Now, does
And
that
then,
Nancy have on her underwear? We always have
yes.
to check.
Oh, yeah, she does. She's got the short. She's got the
She's a
short
lady.
undies.
She's a lady.
She's got the short little undies.
Yep,
And she's in a little bit better shape than some of them. You know, I love the ones that are falling apart.
I
I
do
have
too.
7 or 8 of them that I've got to reattach their arms. Oh,
Oh,
there's my
that's Marcy.
kitty.
Hi,
Sorry, y'all.
kitty.
That's Peach. That's
Hi,
Peach.
Peach.
Peach has got to come check out what we're doing. That's my daughter Anna's kitty. So this is a reproduction fan, like a funeral fan, but it is still 1980 something. So it's still vintage and it
Yeah.
has like Merry Christmas 84. Love you, Linda, which Linda is my little mama's name. But see, you can just take something like that that's still vintage.
Yep.
Reproduction, clearly you're going to list it as that, but it is still vintage. So it's not Victorian, but it's Victorian inspired.
Yep.
And then we're going to go a little bit more layers. And then these flowers, Missy, are kind of like your tulips. I got them from
Yeah.
Amazon. I use them in everything. So those are clearly not going anywhere. But if anybody's interested in them, you can go to Amazon. Blueberries this year were really hot. I kind of look at different trends. A girlfriend of mine is an interior designer in Dallas.
Uh huh.
And so when she talks about color or something like that, I'm like, okay, let me see how I can turn what she's doing into my maximalist kind of love because I'm very much a maximalist. And
Mm-hmm.
then I put that in a milk glass.
Nice.
So there's that piece. I'm just kind of breaking it apart for
Well, and
y'all so
I
you can see.
I love that you use the book opened
Yes.
as a
So
display because a lot of people those pages are so
look at
beautiful
that.
inside books that they deserve to be displayed like that.
Well, and this is a summer display. So these kids are running and hopping, and look at the graphics.
Oh,
And then
it's so
over
pretty.
here, we're following the winds in a boat. Every single picture in this is fantastic. So that book is another element. And then I had the book housed, and I know everybody on here loves these, in a hanging wall
Probably.
receipt spike.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it would be cute on a music stand. But Karen, you're right. Michael rows his boat ashore.
That song.
Um,
Thanks, Karen. Now it's in my head and it's going to be there all day.
But this is going to be another one of the items that I offer because I know everybody, loves their receipt spikes. And then this is a vintage picture of little kids. I don't know if you can see it through my window, but they're hanging out. They're having a little party. They're having their tea. And my table is decorated like a tea party. So let me see if I can get the glare. So they're having a little tea party in
I
there.
see her muff on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, they're dressed for winter, but they're still having a tea party.
Yep.
Okay, so then we go back to this is all sitting in a gift my husband gave me for, I believe, my
Oh
40th
boy.
birthday. It's a big, humongous, one of those dough bowls from
Yeah.
France. Um, yes, Karen, they can be hung for your necklaces. You can hang ornaments from them. I mean, there's a million things. I don't see anyone in the modern day world using it for actual receipts.
No.
Like I just don't see that. Um, your 18-year-old loves her little tea set. Good.
Aw.
And then this is an old Humpty Dumpty egg crate,
Oh, I love
which I
crates.
love. And
I do.
sometimes I put things in them. This time I've put things on them. Here's my little sparkly fairies. And then we go up. We have a metal tray.
I love
That
that metal tray.
Okay, well, that is something that is for sale. So if that's something y'all want me to run, I can. I picked that up last week. It is fantastic. This box, I'll show you the inside of it, but this is mine. I have a huge collection of wooden boxes. I kind of pick them up everywhere, and it's like an old European art box. So it's blue on the inside. It's really, really cool. And then this little gal is chalkware, but I believe she would have had one of those brushes on the bottom of her and been used for like dusting off your
Uh-huh.
jacket because the bottom of her is a little bit rough. So it definitely, she had something connected, but I just think the blue on
Look at
her
her face.
dress, her little red
She's like
lips.
not having it. She's like,
Oh, Bayou Belle, she was a pin cushion. Okay, well, that makes sense too. Thank you for sharing that. See, you learn something every time. Yes, you do see a perfectly good condition pie bird that I do have the box for and the
ooh,
directions that came with it. That could be one of
nice.
our three items. And then I also, I have to include these guys in everything that I do.
Yeah. It's
So I
hard
have
not
flower
to.
frogs and everything. You call it learning with LaDonna. And then here's
I
here's two more milk glasses. I know that Misty, you had one of these in your
did.
sale the other day. I like to kind of mix them and match them, change out the flowers, put them with, candlesticks, different things. Um, I just kind of use them all around. And then this beautiful blue compote, I just have some sea glass in it. Um, there we go. Oh, Elvis behind your head, Richard Lee. Yeah. And then I stuck a fairy in her too. So,
Yeah,
and then
that
we,
Empoli, I think that Empoli probably at one time had a
a
lid,
lid. I would think so too.
but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that it's not still worthy of using in your home. I mean, look what she did
Right.
with it. That is so cute with that little fairy.
Well, and I've seen people who just have the lids and don't have the bases display the lids in a beautiful
Yeah.
piece of brass or something along
Yeah.
those lines. So I hate to get rid of pieces if they can
I
be
do too.
salvaged.
I
I
do
like
too.
to try to reimagine how we could use them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me move y'all down and not up. So here, because we're having a tea party, we have the little book of etiquette, and it's an antique book. It's really, really old. It doesn't have a back, but you can still use it because all you're really looking at is the front. And are
Yeah.
any of us really going to read it? No.
No. I bet it
Um,
tells you not to put your elbows on the table.
I can 100% guarantee it tells you all of the things that in
We
this
do.
house we do all the time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, some fun little bingo cards that are all still put together, so they were never played with, but I like to use those things. And then this globe. I just
Mm.
want to take a moment to show you the
I
hardware
love
on
this.
this 1960s globe. It is, I
It's
hope
a
everything doesn't
light.
fall on the floor. I don't think it's a light. I don't, I think you
No.
could wire it as one. I think it is just decor. But, um, yeah, I don't think it would take a whole lot to run a hole in there and some, new wiring that you can get off Amazon that looks old
That's
and run it up
incredible.
there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's an older one. Yeah, I love it too, Richard. I love it too. And then I, of course, included some flowers and then these fun little badminton sticks. I actually have four of them, but the fourth one just, I do things in threes, so it's kind of getting on my
The
nerves.
power of the thirds. I know. I do things in threes too.
So I have it. It'll go with that set, but it'll be over in a corner. You want me to run the globe? I can do that, Emmeline, if that's the third thing you guys want. And then this quilt,
Emily,
I'd like to
she's gonna look at
show.
Germany on that globe while she spends all of her money.
Don't worry, I'll be at her sales on Friday buying everything back from her. So we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah,
Um,
we do that sometimes.
but I like to show how you can use a quilt in different settings. So, like it's summer, you're obviously not going to be cold, but you can take this on a picnic. Like,
Oh
even
yeah.
though it's an antique quilt, don't be afraid to use it. I mean, I throw them out in the backyard all the time. We lay down on them, we watch movies, we take them down to our local festivals, we lay them on the ground, all of
Hmm.
the things. Oh, Richard, the wedding ring pattern. Yeah.
It
Um,
is. It is a
so,
wedding pattern.
and it's beautiful. It's in great condition, hand sewn, very old. I mean, a few little issues, but not many. And then I have, here's our plates. So these are the newer elements that I have. I have a couple of different placemats because I love to layer. I love depth and I love to layer. This is a very modern Amazon. Okay. Then
Charger.
this, yes, it's a charger and it's in gold. And then this plate is a blue willow. These are actually the plates we eat off of. So if I'm going to be
Oh.
doing this setup in the store, I'm going to have to find some that I can sell because
Yeah.
otherwise we'll be literally eating off paper plates. But then this next
I
plate,
love that layering.
isn't it cool? It's
It
so fun.
is.
This is a Homer Laughlin and a Virginia Rose, and I have 5 of these, and they are in perfect condition. This is a harder to find pattern. It's got the gold
And
trim, so I'm mixing and matching golds and silvers.
we find, if you go to any thrift store, the aisle of plates
Is
is,
tremendous.
so if you're doing something like this, I think that it's fun. I think it would be fun too, just if you only find one, to have a mix match
Yes,
in the same kind of
absolutely.
colors, but a mix match of them.
Well, and you can do that. You see, I've mixed 3 different patterns, and then this was my wedding china. It's a blue willow from, it was made in China, but it's from Japan. So I've thrown that in there with some faux fruit that I use in my displays at work, because it just makes it look pretty.
It does.
Then we have some vintage salt and peppers. Those I pulled out of my shop. Here we have an antique mirror that somebody's painted blue, but it's super cool, super cool. And then I've just got a little plastic gold plate behind it to kind of make the mirror pop. Over here, this will be on my wish list to find. These are my great aunt's salt and pepper shakers. They're sterling
Mm,
silver. I won't sell those, but I would like to find some to sell because I think they look cute in the
they
setup.
do. They do.
And then these were Sean and I's wedding glasses, the tall water ones. But then I got some swanky swigs. I
Yeah, so you
always
can
have
mix
swanky
it.
swigs. So the swanky swigs, that would be great for a lemonade. Hi, Diane. So those are for sale. And then you always want to have your business cards.
Yep.
And that's something that my daughter Ellen, who's on here, helped me market. But
Nice.
we have branded me as LB by Lightning Bugs, and I'll tell you where that came from here in just a second. And then in the center, we have a whole lot going on here. So
I love it though.
I've got this girl. She's sitting on top of a rustic spool with a brass tray, another one of those plates, some of my flow blue in a bowl, a little like it's got a brass base and like a glass top, another flow blue plate, another one of my, little blue willow from my wedding, 2 little modern day trinket boxes that are macaroons, and then, of course, a beautiful bluebird of happiness. So even though these may not be, you need flow blue, Richard, I love it. And these are all for sale. So that's something else. I bought some today from Delane, but I'm selling some of this. So, and then we'll move over just a little bit. Let me show you. Let me go down. I have a cookbook from a local restaurateur, and it is set to afternoon tea along the river.
Oh, cute.
And then it's got the recipes and different things like that. So selling, this is a more modern book. It's 2016, but for local people or people who are coming from out of town, this is something that they definitely will pick up. So that's a good thing for my antique booth.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good tip.
yeah, and then here's another, I just did 2 setups. I didn't do like the whole table. I didn't, because in an antique booth, you're not going to do that. But yeah, that's kind of our jam here. And so
Lots of layers. I love that. It makes it interesting. So, like, if you pop in her booth, you're gonna be looking at all those different layers.
well, I feel like the glittery fairies will draw your eye in.
Oh
And then
yeah.
once you got over to the side where the doll and the book, you're kind of digging down. You're kind of looking, you're you see a little bit of it, but you don't see the whole item. So you're going to want to touch it. You're going to want to feel it. You're going to want to look at it. And that's what I want people to do.
You know what I'm
Um,
thinking in my brain right now, Rachel, is that this would be a really good series for you to do. Is This is my vignette. You can
yeah.
shop for my vignette.
You can shop for my vignette. Well, I'm about to start getting ready for fall. And so I'm not taking y'all to the storage unit today, but I'll walk you out there to my garage. My husband would love for it to be emptied so he could park his car there again, but that's never going to happen. But yeah, so
Well,
I would love to do that because this is something that I'm really passionate about. I have a really good time with it.
it's fun for you. I
It
can tell that you
is.
really
It
enjoy
is.
it.
Yes. And that way, you can see how I have staged it. It may or may not work in your house like this, and
Hmm.
that's okay. But you also may have different elements of this that you're like, oh, I could see that pie bird, you know.
Yeah, bits and pieces could work.
Right, right. I mean, no one is going to come into my antique booth and buy out the shop.
Right.
Like I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going to go into somebody's store and buy out the shop, but I'm going to go in and say, oh, I need this piece, I need that piece. And I do the same thing on VAMP. I mean, let me say, I love everything people are showing. Financially, I can't buy every single thing on
Right.
there.
Same. I know.
That's 14, 15,000 items.
Right.
But
But the
it's
thing
still a
of it
fun
is,
thing.
though, like Emmeline just said, now I want to redecorate. We're talking about inspiration. So when you see,
Right.
it kind of does get you. Ooh, I mean, it's just like when you're watching like a thrifting video or an antiquing video.
Yes.
You're like, I want to go. I want to go do that. I want to go shopping. So it does add. It provides inspiration, and it kind of gets people excited to maybe go out and do that sort of thing.
Well, and
So
I absolutely love too that people can put in opinions and they can
yeah,
say, because like when I was doing this today, I texted my mother-in-law, I texted my mom, I texted my girls. I was like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I mean,
yeah,
it is really a collaborative effort. And these don't just come up overnight. Like it's weeks and weeks of thinking and planning and color and I found this little guy and then I was like, yeah, that's going to be a whole vignette. He's upside down.
yeah.
But, it's going to be a whole vignette. I did want to tell you really quickly because you had asked me where my name came from.
Yes.
Because it's a little bit unique. It's a
Yep.
little bit different. Lightning bugs were when my kids were little, they would chase fireflies in our backyard. We live in the South, so there's fireflies everywhere. Their little butts glow. Everybody loves them.
Hmm.
My kids called them lightning bugs. They said it looked like there was lightning happening in the
That's what we
backyard.
call them here too, lightning bugs.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's where lightning bugs came from. Well, when I became an LLC, which is for my taxes and all of those things, there was already a lightning bugs. And so my daughter Ellen said, "Mom, all the famous like designers like Coco Chanel, YSL, they all use the initials out of their name and like that's their brand. So
Yeah.
LB Lightning Bugs became LB by Lightning Bugs, and nobody had that name, so I was able
Hmm.
to incorporate it for my business purposes, which is a whole different series of conversations.
Yeah, but it is important. I think that it is very important, even if you have a physical antique booth, to have some sort of a brand,
Right,
because it's something catchy that people will like. Oh, I want to go to that lightning bug girl's booth,
right,
or
right.
they're going to remember. So it is definitely an important part of your branding, and kind of represents who you are. And I think that it was smart of you to not like. I kind of pigeonholed there are many times I wish I would have came up with a different name, but
Yeah,
it doesn't. You have a lot of different genres that you can lean into as far
yes,
as your
yes.
brand goes as well too. So I think that was really, really smart too.
Our
So,
kids do have good ideas. Yes, they do. I agree with that, Diane.
yeah, they really, really do. All right. So why don't we go ahead and do you want to show your three,
Yes,
or
yes.
if somebody, it could be more than three things. If somebody's like, "Oh no, do this. Oh no, do that." I'm fine with
Okay.
that. I got a
Well,
meeting. I got a meeting at 7 o'clock, but other than
I
that, I don't got nothing
I'm
else
going to
to
be on that meeting too. So I'm
do.
charging my laptop right now because I'm going to be there as well. I'm not missing those tips and tricks because I've got to, practice that giveaway button and all of the things. And I feel like I'm constantly learning and that's a really good thing. So
Yeah.
I think somebody said they liked the kitty. Yes, no, if
Yeah.
there's a yes. Okay,
Yep.
Emmeline, I'm going to do the globe. Okay, so okay, Becca, I'm going to start the kitty at 14. And oh my goodness, I don't have a ruler, you guys. And can you go look outside on my shipping table and
Well, a
grab
lot of
me a
people
ruler?
just hold it up to their
Um,
head.
yeah.
It's this big. It's as
She
big as
she's
my
gonna
hand.
grab a ruler. I meant to have that in here, but see, I was a little nervous today before we got started. So
Well,
that's keeping it real. But she's super cute.
we
Now there
love her.
is a little bit of wear, you guys, on the top of it. She doesn't have a latch, but both of her hinges are in good working order. There's no major dings. There's a little bit of wear, but she's an older girl. Okay, thank you, love.
And she's
Okay.
cedar, so moths won't ruin your things
Yes.
inside.
So she is about 4.5 inches by, I think I'm doing it upside down, by about 3 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
And for you Canadian people, I can't even begin to do that. My husband is the math guy. And then about 2 inches. So that's about the size. And it's not very heavy. So I will run that. And I said, we'll start that at 14. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Okay.
I know when we went to Ireland, Mark was like, it's 4 kilometers ahead. And I'm like,
Oh,
I don't know what
no.
that means.
No, I for sure don't know that. And my husband is a math guy. My son is going into the Navy. I think showed you guys that. And okay, I'm going to change this box real quick because it's not going to be that big of a box. It's not going to be 120 either. And y'all, if there is any changes to the shipping, I will definitely refund that. That is on my list of questions for the group tonight. So, but I will definitely take care of y'all on that because it's not meant for me to make a profit off y'all's shipping. That's another thing, Misty, that I love about VAMP.
Yeah.
That, y'all are paying what it cost me to ship.
Yes. We don't want to, no one's profiting off the shipping.
Okay, so I'm going to start this auction. Yeah, Navy bound. Yeah,
Go Navy.
he leaves in October. So y'all will be seeing me doing a lot of shopping then. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you. Because I like to shop when I get stressed. And I took y'all with me the last time. But yeah, he went to MEPS this week and he passed everything. And yeah, he's gonna have a
Oh,
wonderful
that's
life.
wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. It's coming to you. And I'll ship that out tonight.
Yay.
It won't be mailed from Natchez because I'm going to mail it on the way to Bedford, but it will be mailed as soon as the post office opens. So, whatever the 6 states I'm in that we're going through tomorrow, that's where it'll be coming from. But it is going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to put it out tomorrow. Okay. And so then Emmeline said the Globe. Now, Emmeline, the Globe will be a little bit more because, I paid a little bit more for it. So I would have to start that one at 48. Are you sure you want me to do that? You can let me know. You can let me know. I know. You can let me know.
I
If
think
not, it
that's
won't
still
hurt.
a fair price.
Yeah, I mean, online they sell. I mean, you could still resell it and go from there. Yeah, it will be an oversized box because I kind of pack things really, really securely because when you guys get it, I want to make sure that you're getting what you want. Nikki, you want me to do the receipt spike? We'll do that while Emmeline's thinking about it. And Emmeline, you can let me know because I haven't listed it yet. So if it's something that you're interested in later on down the road, when you get back from Germany, I'll stick it in the closet until you get back.
I tagged
Okay.
her.
Okay. All right. We're going to do,
Oh, okay.
you think
She's
about it,
still
Emmeline.
here.
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Okay. We're going to do the receipt spike and we're going to start that one at 14 as well.
You will say get it.
Yeah. And you're getting a crazy picture of me behind that.
I know. I love doing things. I always try to make the picture extra funny.
Well, I'm trying to learn these little
Buttons.
ins and outs and all the
I know.
things. And if I don't practice it, I'm not going to know it.
Well, even when I'm at it, because on the fly, you'll see me. I'm like, oh, okay, that one's for that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I understand.
And this one is about 5.5 inches by
You only live once. Emily.
about 3. And I'm doing all of this upside down. Oh, crap, Emmeline, run it. Well, I'll be at your sale from Bedford on Friday buying stuff back from you. How's that? Just balance it out in the long run. Okay, I'm going to start this one out, you guys. It's starting at 14 and it is in really good condition. It's made in the USA. It's one of those older ones. I mean, you could hang just about anything from it, but it's
You know what I
nice
was
metal.
thinking, Nikki? Nikki, you could hang flower frogs, the glass flower frogs from that. Have the thin ones and hang them from them.
The collecting kites. What is your country? Yay!
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay.
We ship to New Zealand now.
My son Jackson has some very good friends that live there, the Stars. His daddy is a chef. Fantastic food. Okay, so Emmeline, are you sure you want me to do this globe?
Don't try to talk her into it. Just do it.
No, just do it. Okay. All right. That's what
But
we're
now
going to do.
listen. Oh yeah, are you selling the flower frog, Rachel, or is that yours?
Yes, I'm selling it. Yeah, that's for sure for sale. Um,
Um, I can't remember
this
what
sucker,
I was gonna say something else. I can't remember what it was.
because I can find those around here pretty frequently. And so if there are places, other places where that's not something that you can frequently find, I'm happy to keep.
Your
That's
husband
my
said,
husband. Everything is for sale. He would even sell me, but he
even the
won't sell
wedding
this.
dishes, those aren't for
No,
sale.
no, well, he doesn't care about that. We've been married almost 30 years and we only eat off of them maybe once a year. Um, this is about 19 or 20 inches long, Emily. I don't have my one that, Nikki,
I bet
something
you
maybe.
you probably could like have Gerald like drill holes in that, like with this with, and then put a light fixture in there and
And
make it a
for
lamp.
sure you could, because there is a hole in the top of this. And so drilling it and then running it on this cord, there may have already been that. And then when they sold it at the estate sale where I found it, they may have pulled it out because the wiring was too old. I think
Yeah.
I've said this before, but I also order off of Amazon cords that match the vintage era, but yet they're clearly safer and up to code. And
Yes.
so whenever I
And
sell lighting,
they'll have a toggle.
right, they do. They do. And it's not you're not in danger of being electrocuted.
Yeah.
All right, so let me put this sucker up. He's going to be a little bit of an oversized box, Emmeline, but like I said, I'll be we'll figure it out.
It's
Okay.
a globe from the 60s. It probably has, does it have USSR on it instead of
Um
Russia?
Let me see. It has the Soviet Union, Russia. It
Yeah.
has
It's probably from the 60s.
Berlin, Germany. I see where y'all are going to Germany, and then the Czech Republic is between Poland and Hungary and part of Russia. That's going to be
Is
fun.
New Zealand on it?
I'm looking for New Zealand. Let me go through. Yes, it is.
Hey!
So, but I mean, this is still an old one. I couldn't find a date on it, but the hardware alone and the fact that this estate sale, everything looks like this. Oh, I'm still in the thing where I'm signing it. Sorry. I'm smiling at the
Yes, we'll
camera,
get
not even
better.
talking to y'all.
You
Globe, and I.
exist, collecting guides. You exist.
Okay. Yes, you do. You exist. Okay. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a different profile for the shipping. You guys are so patient. Thank you. Um,
Now you can, as a seller, you can set up shipping profiles, but you could only do it from I can't. Well, I'm Android, but I can't. I don't know if I can do it from my computer. Did you do yours on your
oh,
iPad, or did you do it
Emily.
on the?
No, I'm doing it on my iPhone, but
Yeah.
Emily, I'm going to change this up a little bit because, and if I have to eat some of this shipping, I don't mind, but that's
Well,
more shipping than it is for the globe.
you
So
can
we're going to,
you can make sure that it's enough shipping and then provide her a
yeah,
refund.
it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could. I thought that you could only do it on the phone
Yes, I'm able to do it on my phone.
or iPad,
Okay.
probably.
So here we go. Are y'all ready for this one?
Now you can bid against Emmeline.
Yeah, she might appreciate it, but it's a really great piece, you guys.
Save her some money.
It's really, really fun. And it does hang because I had it hanging from my chandelier earlier.
Your hangalier.
My,
You had it hanging from your
my
hangalier.
hangalier, it was hanging out from that earlier. Yes, it is light. It is very light. I mean, it's an old classroom globe. Like I had these in my
Yeah.
classroom when I taught, not one this old, but yay, Emmeline. You're getting my globe. I have some of your babies. So that's so fun, you guys. That's so fun. But just, this has been so cool. Is there anything else?
The flower frog.
Oh, the flower front. Okay. Let me get that guy. Yeah, that's okay, Willie, if she resells it. Like we're resellers. I don't care. Enjoy it for a little bit and
Same.
then
Same. If someone buys something from me and then they resell it, I'm like, you go. I
Yes,
love that.
yes. I do too. It's not going to hurt my feelings.
No.
Um, this gives me ideas. Let me see. To keep my hubby busy and out of trouble. If he likes music, he needs to sign up for Sunday night with Karen and Gavin. And I've said this, and I know Sean's listening, and it doesn't matter because he already knows. Whenever I shop, I make sure I buy him a record, so he's focused on what he likes. And
Oh,
you
there's a
know,
method to her
uh,
madness.
well, he gets a good laugh out of it because he knows me well enough to know that we can't take it with us.
That's very true.
Okay, I hope I'm spelling this correctly.
Oh yeah, Emmeline found a fantastic all brass lamp with a brass shade
Yes,
for 25
fabulous.
bucks.
It was fabulous.
That was amazing. He wants Steely Dan the next time you go out. Get
Um,
him Steely Dan.
well, I have to tell y'all, I know we talked about Steely Dan last Sunday in the chat, but that is I'm not a fan of Steely Dan or the Muppets, and I know that's weird, but my
Didn't
husband
Steely
likes
Dan
to.
sing "Ringing in the Air"?
Yeah, yeah.
Going
So
away the
he did,
time.
and Sean buys all the records, and I'm like, I'm gonna just dump them when you're not here. Like it's a whole thing for us, but it's all jokes. We all have a good
Yeah.
time. And then his friend buys him a Steely Dan T-shirt, and he wears it around when he doesn't want me to speak to him. Okay, starting this auction, Nikki. Maybe there we go.
I'm a fool to do your
Yeah, you
dirt.
have it on now. That's
Oh
great, Sean. That's great.
no.
Your house is being taken over by vinyl. We love it, Karen. I can't wait to take a tour of the collection. Um, but yeah, we love it. We love to go look. We love to find different things, and I really have as much fun with it as he does. Yay, Nikki! This is your second
Yay!
flower frog for me, and this one's in a different
Another
shape.
one added to the collection,
This
Nikki. Just another one.
this kind of reminds me of the one that Emmeline found the other day that attaches,
Yeah.
but I didn't have another part to it. But it's
I
older.
wonder if the I wonder if it'll attach to the one
Well,
that she bought from
look
her.
right here. It has a little
Yeah.
slot. So you'll have to take a picture of it, Nikki, and let us know.
Hi,
Well,
Barbie.
you guys are so awesome. This has been
Why don't you flip the camera back around again and just
okay.
now, y'all take
Let
a
everybody.
look if
Okay.
there's anything else that's for sale, because some things may
Yeah.
not be for sale.
Well, most of it is. Most of it is. It's just a few pieces like my
Oh,
wedding
that
china.
doll. That
That doll is
doll.
for sale. Yes, she is, and I'll go get her original box.
I don't know if you
Um,
remember, Misty, quite a while ago, I told you I wished we were a bug in your ear when you shop because the times you'd pick something. I wish we could do that. But now we can, Catherine,
now
because
we
I'm going to
can.
do more. That doll's neck. She's like,
Yeah,
somebody
she's
better
kind of
buy
hanging over,
me.
but she does have the eyes that open and close. Let me
Oh,
grab her
yeah.
box. Oh, it's in the other room. She's a Tony doll, and she does have her original. She has her original box, you guys. So she's really, really
She's not
beautiful.
creepy, Richard.
No, she's not creepy. She does need a chiropractor, but she's an old girl, Emmeline.
She
Like
needs a
she,
chiropractor.
she's like me. Like her legs are kind of going, but she does have on her real shoes. Look at how cute. And I just loved her little dress. Like I used to wear
Hold
dresses
her
like that.
not, Richard.
And then I didn't show these little dogs. These are
Run
the
the doll. Run the doll.
Vantelligent. You mean run the doll? Okay.
Yeah. Now you could bid against me, people.
Okay. Let me
Emmeline,
pull
you
her
can
up.
bid against me.
Okay. Let me set this down so that I can,
We
and then I'm
like
going
to
to
see
move y'all.
bidding wars.
Well, right now, y'all are seeing my ceiling. Okay.
I'm gonna I'll buy her. I'm gonna take her so she can visit Richard.
She's so cute. She is not haunted. She's been in my house now for a while. Um, let's see.
She's got her little bobby socks on. Her name is Aunt. No, I think her name is. Hmm. What could her name? She looks like a Sandy or a Stella. Claire. A Claire. I know. It's bidding war.
That was
Oh, her
fun. I
name is
had my
Little
first.
Amy.
I had my first bidding war shopping from my shop, and that was so much fun, you
Isn't it
guys.
fun?
Okay, this is not, she is not that heavy. We're gonna make
She's
her
from the 50s. You said she was a Terry
Tony doll.
Tony.
That's what her box says, a Toni. And I have not like researched her or any of those things. Let me see how tall she is because I don't want to put her in a crazy box. Okay, yeah, she's gonna have to be in a 14 box. Okay.
Her name is Darlene. I like that. I think her name is Darlene. Emily, you've already unlocked discounted shipping, but that would be two big things in one box. So that would probably need to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
shipped separate.
Okay, Missy,
Which
I'm
you
working on
can do.
trying to
You
get
can
this because this
you
is like crazy shipping.
Rachel, you can unbundle
Okay.
items. So if she would end up buying two things, you can unbundle them.
Okay, that rate is a little bit fair. Let me see if I can unbundle just because.
What was the girl's name in The Exorcist?
Oh, creepy.
Wasn't it? Start with an R. Reagan. I say start. Oh, you.
Okay.
That's who. Lisa's named her granddaughter after, right?
Yeah, Karen, she's from the mid 50s. Yeah, she's in really good, like her dress and everything else. Her little socks have a few little tears in them, but her dress is in really good condition. She does have on her panties. You can see her little panties, her
She's a
arms and
lady.
legs. Her arms and legs move, but I wore dresses like that. Okay, I'm going to start her, you guys. She's running. Y'all, this is so much fun. Thank you for visiting my house with
It's not
me.
showing
And
up.
oh, Emmeline is in.
Well, I was gonna be in, but it's not letting me. It probably won't let me bid because it's my live. Oh well.
Yeah, it probably won't. Well, I'll see
Well,
if I can find you another one, Misty. Emmeline, she's coming to you.
way to go, Emily. No, I'm just
Hopefully
kidding.
you'll
I'm
get the
glad that you got it.
discounted shipping on her, but I will probably have to put her in a different box, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind. Um, I've written a letter to
That's
Daddy,
little
but
Darlene. You have to put little Darlene. We'll have to see. Oh, Emmeline, look who's behind me.
oh, look how cute.
I bought her from Emmeline. You know what
Oh,
I'm going to do
she's
with her?
precious.
I am going to see. She's got her panties on
She
too.
got her panties on too.
See, she's a Chatty Cathy doll, or Chatty Cathy, and she's got holes in here. She doesn't work any longer. So Mark and he's agreed to do this. I don't think she works. Well, she kind of does. I'm going to turn her into a Bluetooth speaker
Oh, that's cool.
so she can play my music.
Oh, that'll be fun. Well, I
So
think
she's
we
going to have a
like a
hole
lot of the
drilled in her.
same. I think a lot of us like the same type of music after listening to that show the other night. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Darlene is less scary, but y'all, this has been so much fun. I really have loved it. Did I answer all the questions?
You
And
did. The only thing that I want you to kind of touch on before we say goodbye is tell me some of the things that you love about being a vamp seller and
oh,
selling live and
oh
selling
my
live.
goodness. Okay, so I'm brand spanking new to it, y'all. This is like the
She
third
is.
time I've sold anything live.
Yep.
Oh, I can run the doggies, Lisa. I can definitely do that. The Vantelligent little white dogs, I can do that. They're in great shape. So I'll show those in just a second.
Sure.
My favorite parts, the community. The fact that I can choose to purchase and spend my money anywhere. I can also choose to sell my items
Yeah.
anywhere. When I started coming in March, I started popping in and out to some of the shows. And, you were a lurker at the beginning and you're
Mm-hmm.
just kind of, getting a feel for it. And then people started to remember who I was. And, like your shows, you know who everybody is. You speak to them and it's a personal connection. And then Jilly shows and Bug shows and Emily and Darlene and Willie, like, okay, I just have to tell you, like every Friday night, because my husband travels a lot, I'm here, with my pups, and they don't like to talk back. So, Diana, it's okay. I've been a
You're
lurker
not
for
a
a long
lurker,
time
Diane.
too.
You're chatting. You've been chatting this whole time, girl. You're not a lurker.
But so beginning, I lurked, and then I started to buy a few things, and I started to enjoy the chat. But like, I literally every Friday night have like peed my pants laughing at
Oh,
the
I know.
commentary and the jokes. And I have a very sarcastic sense of humor,
I think we
and
all do.
everybody kind of gets that. You know what I mean? Like, it's really a group of people that love history. They love what they're selling. They're passionate about what they're doing. They're very knowledgeable. Like, if I mess up, and I have, like, I totally
Oh, same.
have that live I did where I was just showing the floor the whole time, like, total bombshell. There was one that I did, and I told a little bit of history that there was a little bit more to it. I had the sweetest friend send me a private message and say, "Hey, look at this. Like, I'm not trying to be unkind. Hey, I'm all about that. I'm totally all about that. If I
Yeah,
mess up something, I don't claim to know everything.
right.
I do the research, but sometimes it could be
You get it
wrong.
wrong.
And I'm willing to say, hey, I messed this up. Let's fix it. But it was just that kind of compassion. And then the other people who have sent me messages, like when I've received their packages, I've sent them a message, hey, I got this. It's so great. I love it. I'm so excited. And then people have done that the same for me. And it's just so fun. And
Yep.
like I said, I can spend my money anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
People don't have to come to me for that same thing. They can find, these things. They may have to dig through attics and that sort of thing, but I want to make it a personal experience. I want,
Yes.
from the time that you see what I'm doing, I want to share it with you. When I ship it to you, I want it to be something that you look forward to receiving. And when you open it, there's a little bit of a happy, I do like you do, Misty. I wrap it, I put in a
Yes.
few little
Well,
extras.
it
Um,
it makes you like, I ship all my own items myself, and I love it because to me it makes me feel like I'm having that somewhat, even if it's a teeny by Richard, some little teeny tiny connection with my buyer. So, and then when you get to know them, like with Becca, I know that she loves witches and cats. So like if I'll
right.
like pop in things in her package as a package topper from like with like Wizard of Oz or with a black cat, or it kind of really, you can kind of personalize things in just a little way. And that and I like, I talk to them. I'm like, you're really gonna love this, Nikki. This is gonna be, I know you're gonna, and I'm like talking to them, but that builds that connection, I think, a little bit. And that, I don't know, I think that means something in
It
some
does.
small way.
I think it means something in a big way, and like we'll get to all
Good.
meet each other, not everybody, but a big group
Yeah.
of us on Friday. I know you've had that in the past with other people, like Willie and Emmeline have gotten to meet you, and it's just an exciting thing. And not only you, but everybody in the VAMP community,
Yes.
like who's as passionate and who's excited. People do want to feel seen,
Yeah.
Emmeline, and they want to feel heard, and they want to feel like they matter. And Vamp has done that for me.
Yay.
It's like, it's just a place where I can go and just feel like my people are there.
Yes. Oh, and
you
that's
know?
kind of what the goal was, as far as this, as far as the you hear us talking about community, but just if you're watching this, pop into a live sale and check it out and see what we're talking about. You
Yeah.
don't have to go in there and buy something every time, but you're
No.
gaining a really good feeling when you're there. And also, like Rachel said, really knowing that you're supporting someone who's also as passionate about this as you are. And on Vamp, everything must be at least 25 years
Right.
old. So you're not having to go through, Funko Pops. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not
Right.
what we sell on our marketplace. So if you're looking for a place where it's cultivated and it's curated vintage by people who
Mhm.
really genuinely love this stuff, then this is the place that you should be at.
And we'll be truthful with you too. Like I told you,
Yeah.
like the book that I'm selling, the cookbook, that's going to be sold in my shop. It is not vintage. I do have
Yes.
vintage cookbooks, but even when we did my walk along, at my shop, like somebody wanted something and I was really worried because I'm a rule follower, but I'm not going to tell you something's old if it's
If it's
not.
not. Yeah.
And if I make a mistake, then I'll definitely take it back. But Yeah, but I feel that way about everybody that I've seen. They're just
Oh
super
yeah,
honest, they're super fair, they're super fun, and we just have a lot of things in common. So
yeah.
this has
It's great.
been
I love it.
this is just I love it. I'm so glad I found it. I'm so glad I got to be a part of it. And I want to show you guys the pup real quick before we go. Come here, babies.
Yeah, and you
Come
gotta
here,
do
fun.
the dog for
Oh yeah,
Lisa.
I got to do the dogs. Come here, fan. Come here. Come here.
Is this your puppy?
Well, we have three of them,
I wish we
and
could have more than one dog, but Maybell is like, no, you can't, because I will not allow that in my
well,
home.
let me see if I can get him to come over here. Come here, fan. Let me see if I can get you down here. Oh, I'm showing you all the ceiling. Hold on.
It's a beautiful ceiling, though. I love your
Oh.
lights.
Here he is. Finn, Finn, look at everybody.
Oh, is
Come
he a
here.
doodle?
Yes.
Hi, Finn.
This is Finley. He's the six month
Oh,
old baby. He'll be close to 100 pounds when he gets fully
oh my
grown.
goodness.
And we have his uncle who is playing with my daughter right now outside. So they take turns in this heat to play. But yeah, that's Finn. And then we have a
There's
rescue.
Emmeline's doll.
Yeah, there's Emily Stahl. Let me get to these shakers.
I know. I want to pet his fluff.
I know he is so soft, y'all, and so sweet, and he is just a lover. But he loves to run next
Him as
door.
puppy.
So
Him as
we're
puppy.
yeah, we're having to teach him that running next door is not okay. Okay, so these guys are Vantelligent huggers. They have their Vantelligent on them. I mean, they do have a little bit of where they're old guys. They both have the same number of holes. I learned this at Lamar's that when they're matchy match and they're from that period, that is not uncommon because
Nope.
typically salt and pepper shakers have different holes. But I learned that on he is Beth. He's a baby. One has the original stopper, one does not. But there's no chips, no cracks, no dings, just a little bit of paint, kind of goo, right in here. And I did try to get that off of there. It didn't want to come, but if that's something that you're interested in, I'll be happy to run them. But look at their faces.
They're adorable.
They're just so derpy. So if that's something you guys want me to run, I will happily do so. But Beth did a great show, and I love the fact that she comes with all this, Instagram background and all this knowledge because
Yeah.
that's something I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
How do you add that in?
Well,
Um,
I will tell you about it tonight.
just
I will.
very shortly. Um, but Beth is it's nice that there's so many different people with so many different talents, and you can reach out to them and say, hey, I struggle in this area, can you help
Yeah.
me a little bit? And then everybody's so willing, and you
And
don't have to pay for that service from
we're
them.
also very willing though too if you are needing help with a logo or if you're needing help with a thumbnail. All you got to
Right.
do is ask. We want to help you, and it is it's just beneficial for everybody. Also, I wanted to say too, if you're a vamp seller, is I just put in for Tuesday. I'm going to try I call it a whole lot of shaking going on. Our party day on Tuesday, so I'd love to have you all come over and join us Tuesday. And the sales will be going on all throughout the day. And you don't have to sell all salt and pepper shakers; just at least have like 2 sets of salt and pepper shakers in. I'm going to be selling all salt and pepper shakers during my sale, so come and join that. And I also posted the hi Judy on the 16th of August, we're having another big party day like we did in for the Christmas in July. And Jilly had a great idea about like having a tiki party. So it's going to be
Ooh.
the Great Vamp, what did I call it? The Great Vamp Luau. So think of
Oh,
like summery themes and things like that. So we would love to have you join us for that as well. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of tiki. I've got some tiki stuff too. So
that's going to be
I'm
fun. We can
yeah.
dress up if we want to.
I know. I think I'm going to try. I think I'm going to try. So every month we are going to be doing a party day, which is some sort of a theme. And again, on Tuesdays is kind of a weekly party day. But also as a Vamp seller, as a Vamp Live seller, you can also do your own. You don't have to wait for a member of the admin team to say, hey, we're going to do this. If Rachel decides that she wants to put in the live seller chat, hey, does anybody want to do a Flo Blue party? I don't know, or a pottery, join me on a pottery.
Yes.
You call them parties. I know, like, people are used to like trains and all that. We call them parties over here, and we don't have any specific time. You just go live when it works for you and your schedule, and you can go live to you can go live for as long as you want. So you don't have to wait on somebody in the admin team to create a event. You can do it. You can do it as well. A monthly specialized party day. Where's the link to subscribe? Judy, you should already be subscribed to my channel because I already have it on subscriber mode only. But Judy, if you want to come over to our community, it's virtualantiquemarketplace.com. It should be a QR code.
Oh,
well, there
Karen,
you go. Thank you, Karen.
Karen, thank you so much. Thank you.
It's free to join. You don't have to download an app. We have a lot of chat rooms and just like things like this that are live. When you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, you can't see the whole chat. So you probably just seen a few people comment. But over on here on VAMP, we're having a whole conversation over here, girl. So come on over and join us.
And it's so fun. And if my husband can join, anybody can. Like
Thanks for joining, Steve.
Thank y'all so much. Oh,
Steve, right?
Here's the other baby, real quick. Addie, you gonna nope. He's out of here.
She's like,
sorry,
not joining.
I thought he was gonna behave, but Misty, thank you so much.
Chat is where it's at.
It is so much fun. It is like, I just can't even tell. Like, I laugh every week, like belly laugh. You know, that guttural laugh that like you only have when you're with your oldest friends. And
Sean is
Sean. Yeah.
Steve. I think
no.
That's Cheryl's husband.
Yeah, Sean. Sean is the almost 30 years. So, but thank you guys so much. I'm gonna get off here so I can get this packed, and then I can make the webinar, and then I can leave at 5 o'clock in the morning to drive to Bedford, and I may post along the way if we stop somewhere cool. I may stop in for a walk
that
along.
Would be fun.
If it's not, if it's a good place. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Catherine.
Rachel. And I'm looking forward to her doing more little things like this. That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun to do.
Well, I appreciate all of you. Rachel. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Rachel on Friday. So.
I'm so excited. You guys just don't even know. Thank you, Misty. I appreciate it. Bye guys. Bye.
And I'm gonna she figured it out. She figured it out I could have popped her out, but I wanted her to figure it out on her own. Thank you guys. We went a little overboard, but Rachel and I are both talkers. So, it's just what we do. We're talkers. But guys, thank you so much for being here. I am going to be doing this again next week. And then the August 4th, I haven't announced who the guest is going to be on next week, but August 4th, we're going to have August 5th, sorry. We're going to have y'all know her name. And she is you know her name. You know her name. So thank you guys again so very much. Yes, like Bug says, go follow us on Instagram, this Virtual Antique Marketplace on Instagram and also on Facebook. I will be going live. I actually might go live again this weekend. I've been taking pictures today. I'm going to get some new listings up, and I might do just a normal sale, not a buyer's choice. So be on the lookout for that. I will be posting in Instagram and on YouTube some photos so you can put pre-bids in once I get everything listed. Still trying to figure out when it's going to be. It may be Monday. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to work that in. Make sure that you're also following Rachel Shop Lightning Bugs as well. Thank you guys again so much for being here. I don't think there's anybody live after me right now. But if you are a VAMP seller, we're going to be having our live selling trips and discussion. And I hope that you can make it to that. But I will be. It could be. Oh, yeah. No, I got lots of duo sales on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm doing a marathon sale. I'm going to be doing I'm not going to be selling anything, but I'm going to be with other VAMP sellers starting at 3:00 on Saturday. And it's going to start a little bit later on Sunday. So be on the lookout for that. I hope that you will join us and just go in and check out the live sales that are going on. Pop in, say hi. Don't be a lurker, be a participator, and just pop in and say hi. We have a lot of people that used to be, quote unquote, lurkers that are now, you can't shut them up. They're there all the time, jabbing the whole time, but we love it. So don't be a lurker, be a participating and come over and join us. I like to lurk too. I lurk a lot. I've been lurking all day today. I lurk all the time. And sometimes I pop in and I say, hey, and I like to scare people. It's almost like I'm a ghost. It's like when I die and I'm haunting people, I can be like, hey, do you hear me? So it's kind of fun. I can do it before I die. Anyway, thank you guys again so very much. And I will see you the next time I go live. And you never know when that's going to be. All right, guys. Thanks again so much. We really do appreciate you.